Hi everyone, welcome to our physics class. In the previous two classes, we have studied about purely resistive circuit and purely inductive circuit. AC voltage applied to a circuit containing only resistor is called purely resistive circuit. So, what amount of current flowing through resistor at any instant of time in purely resistive circuit, that is I is equal to I naught sine omega t. In purely resistive circuit, current and voltage are in phase. There is no phase difference between current and voltage, and the power factor is 1. Power loss is maximum, that is a product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. The average power over one complete cycle in purely resistive circuit, that is exactly equal to the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. And the power loss is maximum, that is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. So purely inductive circuit means AC voltage applied to a circuit containing only inductor, that is purely inductive circuit. The instantaneous current flowing through purely inductive circuit, that is exactly equal to I is equal to I naught sine of omega t minus pi by 2. That means the current lags behind the voltage by an angle pi by 2 radian, or voltage leads the current by an angle pi by 2 radian. So there is a phase difference between current and voltage in purely inductive circuit. So that is equal to pi by 2 radian. There is a phase difference between the current and voltage in purely inductive circuit. But in purely resistive circuit, there is no phase difference between current and voltage. The phase difference between current and voltage in purely resistive circuit is equal to 0. But in inductive circuit, there is a phase difference between current and voltage, that is equal to pi by 2 radian. So what is the value of power factor in purely inductive circuit? That is cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is equal to 0. The power factor in purely resistive circuit, that is equal to 1. In purely inductive circuit, that is equal to 0. So average power over one complete cycle in purely inductive circuit, that is equal to 0. Even power loss is also equal to 0 in purely inductive circuit. But in purely resistive circuit, average power over one complete cycle is the product of RMS value of voltage, RMS value of current, and power loss is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. Okay, so this is alternating current part 4. Okay, well, let's start today's class. In this class, we are going to discuss about the next, a very important 5-mark derivation, that is instantaneous current flowing through purely capacitive circuit. Purely capacitive circuit means AC voltage is applied to a circuit containing only capacitor. This is AC voltage applied to a capacitor, AC circuit containing pure capacitance, or show that current leads the voltage by an angle pi by 2 radian or 90 degree, or show that the voltage lags behind the current by an angle pi by 2 radian. Okay, so first here, let us consider a capacitor. So what is the meaning of capacitor? Capacitor is a device used for storing electric charge. What is the meaning of capacitor? Capacitor is a device used for storing electric charge. So here the alternating voltage, that is V is equal to V naught sine omega t, that is applied to a circuit containing only capacitor. So this is the positive terminal of AC source, this is the negative terminal of AC source. The current is always drawn from positive terminal, okay, and the this is flowing through the capacitor. This is in clockwise direction. Okay, so when AC voltage is applied to the capacitor, so what happens? Actually, here one plate of capacitor gets positively charged, and due to electrostatic induction, other plate gets negatively charged. Is it not? And current again drawn from the capacitor, but that is in anti-clockwise direction. The current drawn from the source, AC source, that is in clockwise, and current drawn from the capacitor, that is in anti-clockwise direction. Actually, this is a closed conducting path. What is this? A closed conducting path. So we have to apply the Kirchhoff's second law, Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's loop rule or mesh rule. Okay, so what is this? This is a purely capacitive. This is purely capacitive circuit. So what is the meaning of purely capacitive circuit? AC voltage is applied to a circuit. AC voltage is applied to a circuit containing only capacitor is called a purely capacitive circuit. So now let us start the derivation. Let an applied AC voltage across the capacitor, is given by the applied AC voltage, that is V is equal to V naught sine omega t. So call this as equation number 1. That apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the loop or mesh. According to Kirchhoff's voltage law in a mesh of an electrical network, the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistance in different parts of the mesh, that is exactly equal to algebraic sum of EMFs in that mesh. Okay, actually this loop doesn't have any resistance, right? Doesn't have any resistance. That means the LHS part, that is equal to 0. Okay, here this loop doesn't have any resistance. That is why the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistance, that is equal to 0. But actually here this is what is this? Clockwise EMF, and this one is anti-clockwise. Okay, so V is taken as positive, and the potential difference across the capacitor, that should be taken as negative, right? That is according to the sign convention. The clockwise EMF taken as positive, anti-clockwise EMF, that should be taken as negative. Suppose the anti-clockwise EMF taken as positive, the clockwise EMF, that should be taken as negative. Okay, so here 0 is equal to V minus Vc, so Vc, that is exactly equal to V. So when charge is given to the capacitor, what happens to its potential difference between plates? Actually, potential difference between the plates, that is gradually increases. Okay, when charge is given to any one of the plate of the capacitor, So the potential difference between the two plates, that is, gradually increases. It means Q is directly proportional to V. Q is equal to CV, and C, that is equal to Q by V. What is the meaning of C? That is the capacity of the capacitor, measure of ability of capacitor to store electric charge. The measure of ability of capacitor to store electric charge. That is the capacity of capacitor. What is the meaning of capacity of capacitor? The measure of ability of capacitor to store electric charge, or the ratio of electric charge on any one of the plate of the capacitor to the potential difference between two plates. So Vc is equal to V. So Vc, that is actually Q by C. This is Q by C. So actually here Q is the instantaneous charge. Small q, what is this? This is instantaneous charge on the capacitor. That means, what is the meaning of instantaneous charge? Instantaneous charge means charge on the capacitor at any instant of time. Charge on the capacitor at any instant of time is called the instantaneous charge on the capacitor. So Q by C, that is equal to V value, V naught sine omega t. So Q is equal to V naught C into sine omega t. So what is this? The instantaneous charge on the capacitor. So call this as equation number 1. Actually, call this as equation number 2. So actually, we have to find out the instantaneous current flowing through the capacitor, right? So the instantaneous current that instantaneous current flowing through the capacitor, instantaneous current flowing through the capacitor, that is I is equal to dq by dt, right? So I is equal to so I is equal to d by dt of, so what is the value of q? Q is v naught v naught c sine omega t. So while differentiating the constant term, that should be taken as outside. So actually here v naught c is constant, that is taken as outside, d by dt of sine omega t. So I is equal to v naught c, d by dt of sine omega t. D by dt of sine omega t value is how much? That is omega cos omega t. Okay, so I is equal to v naught c omega, that is shifted to the denominator. So what happens? 1 divided by c omega into cos omega t. So I is equal to v naught 1 divided by c omega, that is actually capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance means effective opposition offered by capacitor to the flow of AC. What is the meaning of capacitive reactance? Xc is called Xc. This is 1 divided by C omega. It's called capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance means the effective opposition offered by capacitor to the flow of AC. Okay. So cos omega t, that should be converted into sine form. So actually sine of 90 plus theta, sine of pi by 2 plus omega t is how much? Sine of pi by 2 plus omega t. It is actually cos omega t. So cos omega t in terms of sine, that is sine of omega t plus pi by 2. Pi by 2 plus omega t or omega t plus pi by 2. Okay. So I is equal to V naught divided by Xc. That is the peak value of current through the capacitor. That means maximum value of current flowing through the capacitor is I naught. So I is equal to I naught. I is equal to I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. So call this as equation number 3. Now comparing the two equations 1 and 3. So it is clearly shows that the current leads the voltage by an angle pi by 2 radian. So in purely inductive circuit, the instantaneous current flowing through the inductor is I is equal to I naught sine of omega t minus pi by 2. So in that case, the current lags behind the voltage. That is in purely inductive circuit. But here in purely capacitive circuit, the instantaneous current flowing through the capacitor is I is equal to I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. That means the current here leads the voltage by an angle pi by 2 radian. So here, what is the value of I naught? I naught is V naught divided by Xc. Okay. So from equations 1 and 3, comparing equations 1 and 3, we can conclude that current leads the voltage by pi by 2 radian, or in other words, voltage lags behind the current by pi by 2 radian. Okay, so this is very important for 5 mark. So how does the capacitive reactance depends on the frequency? How does the capacitive reactance depends on frequency? What is the meaning of capacitive reactance? What is the meaning of the capacitive reactance? Capacitive reactance is denoted by Xc. Xc means capacitive reactance. This is actually measured in terms of ohm. Capacitive reactance is measured in terms of ohm. Resistance is measured in terms of ohm. Inductive reactance is measured in terms of ohm. Capacitive reactance is also measured in terms of ohm. Capacitive reactance mathematical expression is 1 divided by C omega. Okay, so omega in terms of frequency, that is 2 pi f. So the capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to frequency, right? How does the capacitive reactance depends on frequency? Capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to frequency. That means as the frequency of applied AC voltage, as the frequency of the applied AC voltage increases, what happens to the capacitive reactance? That is gradually decreases. Okay, so this is the graph of XC versus F. Capacitive reactance, that is taken along y-axis, and frequency, that is taken along x-axis. So as the frequency of applied AC voltage increases, the capacitive reactance, that is gradually decreases. Actually here we will get the decreasing curve. This curve shows Xc is inversely proportional to frequency. As the frequency of applied AC voltage increases, the capacitive reactance is gradually decreasing. Okay, for the flow of DC, what is the value of capacitive reactance? For the flow of DC, frequency F is equal to 0. The capacitive reactance Xc is equal to 1 divided by 0. 1 divided by 0 is infinity. So that means the capacitor blocks to the flow of DC. This point is very, very important. Capacitor blocks to the flow of DC. Capacitor blocks to the flow of. Capacitor blocks to the flow of what? DC. Capacitor allows only AC. Okay, capacitor allows only AC. Capacitor offers infinite opposition to the flow of DC. That means capacitor blocks to the flow of DC, but it allows only AC. Okay. Okay, now let us discuss about time diagram and phasor diagram of purely capacitive circuit. Time diagram and phasor diagram of purely capacitive circuit. Okay, now look at this diagram. So this is actually time diagram of purely capacitive circuit, and this is the phasor diagram of purely capacitive circuit. So actually here time diagram, that is splits into the number of phases. This is 0, and this is at the time t by 4. Time t is equal to t by 4. So at this phase time is t by 2, and here the time is 3t by 4, and here the time is capital T. That is the time period. So actually here current and voltage, that is taken along y-axis, and omega t that is taken along x-axis. What is this? Omega t. That means angular displacement that is taken along x-axis. Taken along x-axis. Okay. Current and voltage that is taken along y-axis. Okay. At the first phase. So what is the expression for instantaneous voltage? That is V is equal to V naught sine omega t. Okay, and instantaneous current flowing through the purely capacitive circuit, I is equal to I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, right? So at the first phase, that is our time t is equal to 0. What is the value of omega t? Omega t is equal to 0. The voltage is 0. Even current flowing through the capacitor, that is also equal to, that is not equal to 0 here. Okay. Voltage is 0, but current is I is equal to I naught sine of 0 plus pi by 2. That means sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. That means current flowing through the capacitor is maximum, that is plus I naught. Okay. Now look at this diagram. At time t is equal to 0. So voltage, what is this? Voltage. Voltage is equal to 0. But the current is not equal to 0. Okay, current is maximum. It is plus I naught. At time t is equal to 0, voltage is 0, but current is not equal to 0. That is plus I naught. Okay, so this is the first phase. Next one. At time t is equal to the next phase. What is the time? That is t by 4. What is the value of omega t? Omega t is pi by 2. Is it not? Omega in terms of a time period, that is 2 pi by t. Small t value is t by 4. T cancels. One's a 2's are. It's actually pi by 2. Okay. So voltage is V is equal to, at this phase, at time t is equal to t by 4. Omega t is pi by 2. And voltage is V is equal to V naught sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. So V is equal to V naught. Okay. So in the second phase, what is the voltage? Voltage is maximum. That is plus V naught. Voltage is maximum. Voltage is maximum. That is plus V naught. So current, what is the value of current? So I is equal to I naught sine of pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Sine of pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is pi. Sine pi is 0. 0 and anything is 0. That means current flowing through the circuit. So current is 0. Okay. So as the time varies from 0 to t by 4. As the time varies from 0 to t by 4, current is gradually decreases, but voltage is gradually increases. Exactly at time t is equal to t by 4, current becomes 0 and voltage becomes maximum, that is equal to plus. Okay. So the next phase, at time t is equal to t by 2. What is the value of omega t? Omega is 2 pi by t. So small t is t by 2. So t cancels, t cancels. Omega t, that is equal to pi. And third phase, At time t is equal to t by 2, omega t is equal to pi. Okay, so voltage V is equal to V naught sine pi is 0. So voltage is 0. But current I is equal to I naught sine of pi plus pi by 2, sine 3 pi by 2, sine 270 degree. That means minus 1. So current is minus I naught, right? So time time t is equal to t by 2. Current is minus I naught. Current is how much? Current is minus I naught. Okay, but voltage is 0. And the next phase, it is at time t is equal to here, what is the time? 3t by 4. 3t by 4. What is the value of omega t? Omega is 2 pi by t. Small t is 3t by 4. T cancels. 1s are 2s are. That is 3 pi by 2. So here the value of omega t is 3 pi by 2. Okay. So the voltage is V is equal to V naught sine 3 pi by 2 sine 270 minus 1. So V is equal to minus V naught. Okay, at this point, V is, what is the value of voltage? So at phase 3 pi by 2, so the voltage is how much? Minus V naught. Minus V naught. What about current? Current is I is equal to I naught sine of 3 pi by 2 plus pi by 2, 4 pi by 2, that is 2 pi. Sine integral multiples of pi is 0. So current is 0. So at this phase, voltage is minus V naught. What about current? Current is 0. So the time varies from t by 2 to 3t by 4. The voltage is increases in the reverse direction gradually, but the current decreases. Exactly at time t is equal to 3t by 4, the current becomes 0, the voltage becomes maximum, that is minus V naught, and in the last phase. At time t is equal to t, omega is 2 pi by t into t get cancels. So voltage V is equal to V naught sine 2 pi, 0. The current is I is equal to I naught sine of 2 pi plus pi by 2 sine 5 pi by 2, right? 2 pi plus pi by 2 is 5 pi by 2. Sine odd multiples of pi by 2. Sine odd multiples of pi by 2. How much? That is 1. Okay, whatever the current is maximum, that is plus I naught. Sine pi by 2, sine 3 pi by 2, sine 5 pi by 2. So that is equal to 1. Sine odd multiples of pi by 2 is equal to 1. So that at time t is equal to t, so voltage is 0, but current is not equal to 0, that is plus I naught. Okay. Time t is equal to t. So current is plus I naught. Current is plus I naught. But voltage is equal to 0, right? So this is the time varying current and time varying voltage in purely capacitive circuit. What is this? This is the time diagram. This is time diagram. A diagram which represents time varying current and time varying voltage. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram. What is the meaning of phasors? Phasors means the alternating voltage and current or represents in the form of rotational vectors. So this is the rotational vector of alternating current in purely capacitive circuit. So this is the rotational vector of voltage. So this is the rotational vector of current. Okay, that is in purely capacitive circuit. So this is the rotational vector of voltage in purely capacitive circuit. So there is a phase difference between the current and voltage. Is it not? Just comparing these two equations, V is equal to V naught sine omega t, so I is equal to I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. That means here the current leads the voltage by an angle pi by 2 radian, or voltage lags behind the current. Voltage lags behind the current by an angle pi by 2 radian. So this is the phasor diagram. What is the meaning of phasor diagram? A diagram which represents the phase relationship between alternating current and alternating voltage. Okay, so this is instantaneous current. Okay, so this one is the instantaneous voltage in purely capacitive circuit. Instantaneous current is I is equal to I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. So V is the instantaneous voltage, that is V is equal to V naught sine omega t. Okay, now let us discuss about derivation of expression for average power over one complete cycle in a purely capacitive circuit. A purely capacitive circuit. So here first, let us consider the instantaneous power in the circuit. Instantaneous power in purely capacitive circuit. So the instantaneous power in purely capacitive circuit, that is P is equal to VI. So what is the value of V? So V is V naught sine omega t. So I is I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. Right? So V naught sine omega t I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. What is that? Cos omega t. So V naught I naught divided by 2 sine omega t cos omega t, that is sine 2 omega t divided by 2. Okay, sine 2 omega t is 2 sine omega t cos omega t. Sine omega t cos omega t is sine 2 omega t divided by 2. So actually we have to find average power. Average average power over one complete cycle, average power over one complete cycle. So let us apply the average on both sides, average of T, average of V naught I naught by 2 sine 2 omega T. So the constant term that is taken as outside. So V naught I naught by 2 is constant. It is taken as outside. So average of sine 2 omega T. So what is the value of average of sine 2 omega T? So that can be calculated by using the formula average of sine 2 omega average of sine 2 omega T, that is 1 divided by T, integration of 0 to T sine 2 omega T into dt. So average of sine 2 omega T is 1 by T, integration of sine 2 omega T dt is minus cos 2 omega T divided by 2 omega, because 2 omega is constant, the limits varies from 0 to T. So minus 1 divided by 2 omega, that is taken as outside, minus 1 divided by 2 omega T cos 2 omega is 2 pi by T in terms of time period into T, the limits vary from 0 to T. So minus 1 divided by 2 omega T, this is cos 2 into 2 pi, that is 4 pi divided by T. First substitute the upper limit, capital T, T cancels, minus cos 4 pi divided by T, and then apply the lower limit, that is 0. 0 into anything is 0. Cos 0 is, what is the value of cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. This value is 1. Cos even multiples of pi. This value is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 and anything is 0. Sine 2 omega T value. Average of sine 2 omega T is 0. Term goes to 1. Cos 4 4 pi by T into 0. Cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So T cancels. Cos 4 pi. Cos even multiples of pi. 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 into anything is 0. Right? Average of sine 2 omega T. Average of sine 2 omega T. So that is equal to 0. Average of sine 2 omega T is 0. So the average power over one complete cycle in purely capacitive circuit, that is equal to 0. What is the power loss? Even power loss is also equal to 0. Okay, so this is about the average power over one complete cycle in purely capacitive circuit. In purely resistive circuit, average power over one complete cycle is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. Power loss is maximum, that is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. In purely inductive circuit, average power over one complete cycle is 0, power loss is 0. Even in purely capacitive circuit, average power over one complete cycle is equal to 0, and power loss is also equal to 0. Okay, now let us discuss about the differences between the resistance and inductance. Differences between resistance and inductance. So what are the main differences between resistance and inductance? What is the meaning of resistance? Resistance is the opposition to the flow of steady current. Very simply, resistance is opposition to the flow of steady current. It is the opposition to the flow of steady current. So inductance means opposition to the flow of varying current. Okay, so it is the opposition to the flow of increasing current, decreasing current, growth current, decay current, or simply varying current. Okay, so resistance means opposition to the flow of steady current. Inductance means opposition to the flow of varying current. So resistance is measured in terms of ohm. Inductance is measured in terms of Henry. Symbolic representation is capital H. So these are the differences between resistance and inductance. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of steady current. Inductance is the opposition to the flow of varying current. Resistance is measured in terms of ohm. Inductance is measured in terms of Henry. So the next one is the differences between inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. So this is very important for pre-mark. Okay. So this is inductive reactance. It's taken in one column. Capacitive reactance. This is capacitive reactance. That is taken in other column. Okay. So what is the meaning of inductive reactance? Inductive reactance means the effective opposition offered by inductor to the flow of AC. What is the meaning of inductive reactance? Effective opposition offered by inductor to the flow of AC, or it is the ratio of RMS value of voltage. RMS value of voltage across the inductor to the flow of RMS value of current. Okay, the ratio of RMS value of voltage across the inductor to the RMS value of current flowing through the inductor is called the inductive reactance. Actually, the symbol is not XC. Symbol is symbol of inductive reactance, that is XL. Okay, the capacitive reactance is XC. XC, that is equal to V RMS divided by I RMS. So what is the meaning of capacitive reactance? Effective opposition offered by capacitor to the flow of AC. Effective opposition offered by capacitor to the flow of AC is called the capacitive reactance, or simply it is a ratio of RMS value of voltage. RMS value of voltage applied across the capacitor to the RMS value of current flowing through the capacitor. And inductive reactance is denoted by XL. Capacitive reactance is denoted by XC. So what is the mathematical expression for inductive reactance? That is L omega. In terms of frequency, L into 2 pi f. The mathematical expression for capacitive reactance is 1 divided by C omega. In terms of frequency, so 1 divided by C into 2 pi f. So how does the inductive reactance depends on the frequency? Inductive reactance is directly proportional to frequency. So capacitive reactance, that is inversely proportional to frequency. What is the frequency response? The frequency response of inductive reactance, capacitive reactance. Frequency response of inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. So in the case of purely inductive circuit, as the frequency of the applied AC voltage increases, what happens to the inductive reactance? Inductive reactance actually increases linearly. Is it not? The frequency of applied AC voltage increases, inductive reactance increases linearly. But in the case of capacitive circuit, as the frequency of applied AC voltage increases, what happens to the capacitive reactance? That is decreases. Here we will get the decreasing curve. This curve shows Xc is inversely proportional to frequency, and this line shows XL is directly proportional to F. Okay, so and the loss difference for the flow of DC, what is the value of inductive reactance? XL is equal to 0. But for the flow of DC, so capacitive reactance is equal to infinity, because for the flow of DC, frequency is equal to 0. Frequency is equal to 0. So the mathematical expression for capacitive reactance is 1 divided by C into 2 pi F. If F is equal to 0, what happens? Xc becomes infinity. That means capacitor blocks to the flow of DC, but it allows AC. So these are the some very important differences between inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. What is the meaning of inductive reactance? Effective opposition offered by inductor to the flow of AC, or it is a ratio of RMS value of voltage applied across the inductor to the RMS value of current flowing through the inductor. What is the meaning of capacitive reactance? Effective opposition offered by capacitor to the flow of AC, or it is a ratio of RMS value of voltage applied across the capacitor to the RMS value of current flowing through the capacitor. And inductive reactance is denoted by XL, capacitive reactance is denoted by XC. So XL is equal to L omega. So this is a mathematical expression for inductive reactance. XC is equal to 1 divided by C omega. So this is the mathematical expression for capacitive reactance. So how does the inductive reactance depends on the frequency of applied AC voltage? That is directly proportional. The inductive reactance is directly proportional to the frequency of applied AC voltage, but the capacitive reactance, that is inversely proportional to the frequency of applied AC voltage. So if the frequency of applied AC voltage gradually increases, what happens to the capacitive reactance? That is gradually decreases. So this is the frequency response of capacitance, capacitive reactance. So this is the frequency response of inductance, inductive reactance. Okay. For the flow of DC, the value of XL is equal to 0. For the flow of DC, XC is equal to infinity. That means capacitor blocks to the flow of DC, but it allows only AC. Okay, thank you.